What is up, fellow nerds, and welcome back to the Dapper Snapper Gaming channel, and welcome to a Wi-Fi battle. Now, it is not Wednesday, obviously, so this is going to be a bonus battle this week, and the reason that we are doing a bonus battle is we got a nice little present yesterday in the form of Zarude. So Zarude is now legal, it is now out. You can get it via a distribution by having a pre-order code for the Japanese movie that is upcoming. So, you know, if you know somebody in Japan, then maybe you can get your hands on one. So that's pretty cool. But we got a hold of one, which is absolutely fantastic. And we are running a choice banded set because this thing, I have a feeling, is going to be pretty dang nice. And to complete the meme, because this is the channel of memes, it's on a Sandstorm team. If you get the reference, you know, if you saw the thumbnail, you got the reference. So yeah, we're in for a really good time. So we've got a sand team here with Keldeo. This is the same Keldeo we used in the last Wi-Fi battle. We are also using a Specs Kyurem, which we have used a lot. Now with the ban of Cinderace, I have a feeling Kyurem is going to start rising back up. So I am excited about that. And you know what? We haven't done the Battle Tower in a very long time. I think that is completely appropriate music for this. But so yeah, I am so excited to be using Zarude, and of course we are also repping the green shirt, as my opponent has a pretty interesting team here. So we've got Hatterene, we've got a Trevenant, which is pretty interesting to see. You don't see that a lot. And then 3 starters, 2 fire and a grass with, you know, 2 grass types as well. So interesting team composition, but Zarude actually might do okay. Zarude is faster than everything on this team except for the Cinderace, which obviously is something we do not want to deal with, but I think we can deal with it otherwise. Keldeo is a good check to it, so we're actually going to lead with Keldeo instead of Zarude, but I think that is going to be just fine. But yeah, so if you're excited for some awesome Zarude Sandstorm action, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot, especially as a new channel. We also this week have been working on our Isle of Armor decks and finally completed that. So we now have the Mark Charm, and that's pretty great. So let's see what my opponent decides to lead with as we see the Incineroar. All right, so that's actually totally fine. We do carry Stone Edge on this Keldeo. This is a mixed Keldeo. So yeah, and it's taking absolutely forever for the Intimidate to proc. There it is. All right, that took way longer than it needed to. All right, so I'm assuming my opponent doesn't stay in here because obviously taking a Surf would not be a great thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and click Flip Turn. It does good damage no matter what. All right, Fake Out's a thing. Fake Out is a thing you can go for. That's fine. I'll click Flip Turn again. I get you with the Fake Out chip. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, there's the withdraw. So yeah, we click Flip Turn. We get to see Rillaboom. All right. That is fine. We do see the Grassy Surge, which is only going to help our Zarude. To be honest with you, that is something that is going to be super nice for us. Oh, look at that big damage. Look at that big damage. Exactly what we want to see. So how much does a Zarude do to this? Because, I mean, honestly, it's not very threatened, right? So, let's see. To a Rillaboom, it's probably not all that much, if I were to guess. Yeah, although U-Turn does a ton of damage to this. And I mean, if he wants to Grassy Glide, that's fine, but I mean, I just go into this and click U-Turn. This is actually fine, so we're off to a good start. We're off to a really good start. U-Turn is free, and it does a lot of damage. All right, so we get Fake Out on this too. My opponent really likes the Fake Out. I see you. I see you with your Fake Outs. But at least we know it's not banded, so that's good information. And I'm assuming you swap out here, or do you stay in and risk it? Because Grassy Glide isn't going to do very much, and that's the only hit you're going to be able to get off. But yeah, I want to use Zarude as much as we possibly can, and I think that we're going to make another team and use it again for actual Wi-Fi Wednesday this week. So I'm looking forward to a second Zarude Wi-Fi battle, and tomorrow we will be doing the competitive decks episode on it. I don't normally upload on Sundays, but you know what? I feel like we got to. If there's new stuff, we got to capitalize on it, right? So we do see the withdraw. So U-turn was the correct play into the Incineroar. All right. That's fine. That's fine. So my opponent right now is just cycling fake out, switch out, which is rather annoying, to be honest with you. Even at -1 with a U-turn, we still do a quarter, so that's not too shabby. So now we go Hippowdon. And I mean, even if you want to fake this out, it's really not that big of a deal. So I'm going to click rocks here, but I'm expecting a switch out. And so now we start the residual damage. This is what we want to see. So I'll go ahead and click that. But I'm expecting a fake out because that just seems to be the general plan here. But setting up rocks will definitely discourage all of the switching. So yeah, I think rocks are going to be super important in this game. Obviously, my opponent could switch them back over to us with the Cinderace if they want to. But, you know, or my opponent could also click... my opponent could also go into Hatterene here, which is yet another threat. So, you know, my opponent does have that option, which I kind of feel like my opponent might just do. This is very, very interesting. Expecting Hatterene here, which I'm expecting Hatterene here. I'm gonna hard swap into Kyurem. This is kind of a risky play. Oh, didn't do it. Well, we might lose our Kyurem here. Parting shot, okay. So yeah, this is just really annoying. So yeah, if I stayed in there, my opponent could have just gone into Hatterene, but I guess you go into something else now. Probably Rillaboom for more fake out action if I were to guess. All right, what you gonna go into? I have a feeling my opponent's internet is made of a potato. Trevenant. I don't know how much I agree with that play. Because Kyurem at -1. On a Trevenant. Freeze Dry still does 72 minimum to a max HP one. I'm gonna click it. I don't really know what you do back to me. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We froze it. Oh no. That's unfortunate. Okay, I thought out. It's okay. Will-O-Wisp, we're not physical, so... I mean, that's a lot of residual damage. A lot of turnly damage between Sandstorm and Burn. But as far as weakening our power, not really a problem here. But yeah, my opponent can freely go into Incineroar or the Cinderace here, but I mean, if you want to leave it in, that'd be great. Just have to see what my opponent wants to do. My opponent just doesn't play very quickly, or their internet, like I said, it was a potato. So we're moving a little slowly in this match, but I think it's okay. The green hair definitely matches the green terrain, so I do appreciate the color coordination that my opponent is rocking. It's very nice. But yeah, there we go. We do see the withdrawal. Into the Cinderace. Makes sense. But we're gonna go ahead and get a freeze dry off here. It's not gonna do all that much. More than I thought. Sandstorm goes away, so not as much chip going on, and no chip for my opponent, unfortunately. So I need to check something. This terrain seems like it's gone on too long. Yeah, okay, so there's terrain extender on. Alright, so we've got terrain extender. We know the item of the Rillaboom. Very interesting tech, I would say. But yeah, we're just gonna go right back out into the Hippowdon, because I don't really know of a Cinderace that can really do a lot to a Hippowdon. So yeah, and once we get rid of this, then Zarude can actually do something. Oh, as we see a Dynamax, that's great. That's great. Then again, after this turn, when the terrain goes away, then Earthquake will be back to full power. So that's good. It's not G-Max, so not that that really makes a difference here. And my opponent decided to burn it early, so that's a good thing. We do see a Max Knuckle here. Changes to a fighting type. That checks out. Ow. All right. So we have a couple of options of what we could do here. We could choose to Toxic this just to get some damage off, but that doesn't really seem like the best idea. We could also go ahead and set up Stealth Rocks, or we could slack off. The thing is, Zarude is just so nice in this match, actually. Zarude is actually super good. So I really want Zarude to be my endgame here. So do I go ahead and set rocks? I feel like that would be helpful. The thing is, once I get rid of this, Zarude is in a good spot, right? And I can just go into Keldeo after this to revenge kill. So I'm gonna go ahead and set rocks. It is a fighting type, so we do need to be careful about that, but if I'm in on Keldeo here, and it's Life Orb, so it's doing damage to itself still, but all 3 turns of Dynamax have been used up on hitting the Hippowdon, so, and it's taking damage from the sand. Like, we're slowly whittling it down here. So if we're facing a Cinderace and it's Dynamaxed and it's a fighting type, all important things. Surf does 30 to 36 when Dynamaxed. When Small Boy, it does 61 to 72. So it's a roll. It's a big roll. We EQ here just in case it does something weird, just to get it in range. Alright, so we do see the Max Knuckle again, which is fine. That is going to knock out Hippowdon, but it did take all 3 turns to knock out the Hippowdon, so that is unfortunate for you. And Life Orb and Sandstorm. Oh, I really hope that's range. But we're going into Keldeo here. I feel like this is range. I feel like Keldeo can do this. Just click Surf. Yeah, we're clicking Surf. I know you're fighting type. Come on. It was enough. Perfect. Perfect. Didn't need to be a fire type. We took care of it. So that was the biggest threat to Zarude. That was the single biggest threat. The second problem is Intimidate on Incineroar, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Trevenant comes in. That checks out. It does carry Will-O-Wisp, so we do need to be careful about that. We don't want to get burned. And we're going to lose our Sandstorm here, unfortunately. Don't see why I don't go into Rotom here. And then click Volt Switch, and possibly go back into Zarude then. But the biggest thing that we did was the first kill was Cinderace. That was the biggest thing we could do, is that being the first knockout. We see a withdraw on Trevenant actually into Incineroar, so I would say that's a pretty neutral switch, especially since everything's starting to take rocks now. So yeah, those rocks are going to come in clutch. Hippowdon is going to start doing some massive work from beyond the grave, even though we don't have the sand. So that just means Zarude is going to have to take over here rather than it being all on the... All right, we see the fake out. That's fine. That just means Zarude is going to have to take over rather than it being on our Excadrill. Excadrill is pretty much just a sack at this point. It's not a sack, I guess, but it's just not as good as it would have been. It was also good for Cinderace, which is why I wanted to keep it around, but with all those grass types, it's just not as good. Oh, so Incineroar is super low now. Oh, never mind. Never mind. We got us a berry. That's a citrus berry right there. But at least we burned the berry, so that's good. I don't want to take a parting shot here. I'm going to go Keldeo. I'm just trying to pivot around this thing to try to get the Zarude in safely. Yep, there's parting shot. I didn't want to take that because I don't want to lose any of my power. I'm going to need it. And since we can just pivot out on this, that is one thing I like about this team, is there's a lot of pivoting that you can really get in decent positions here. But my opponent also has those options. All right, so grassy terrain is back. So that's good for Power Whip. That is bad for Grassy Glide. So I'm not going to actually flip turn here. I'm going to manually switch out because I don't want to take a Grassy Glide. That'll do a ton of damage to our Keldeo, and it's just really important. We'll go Rotom here. It's pretty safe. Even if you want to click Fake Out like you have every time. I mean, I get it, Fake Out's free damage, but like on this turn, you could have clicked Knock Off. Knock Off would have done more damage. It would get rid of Heavy Duty Boots in case you ever got rocks up with the Tyranitar. Just would have been a better move all around. But I'm going to click Volt Switch because I'm threatening the overheat here. I don't think my opponent wants to take that. It's predictable, but like, what if this is the one time I click overheat and then you just get roasted? So my opponent's trying to sack the Trevenant, actually. So this might be the time we go into Zarude. So we'll go into Zarude here and click Darkest Lariat. So Zarude's going to go ahead and take its first knockout here, I'm assuming, as long as my opponent lets me. But I don't believe anything else on the team outspeeds me. Zarude actually has a decent speed tier. It's not great, but at, I believe it's 101 speed, it outspeeds this whole team, so we should be fine. We're just gonna click Lariat here. Protect, I mean, that doesn't really do anything unless I'm leech seeded or poisoned. I guess just scouting for my move. That's fine. Just more healing for me and for him. But it's gonna be a little too late. I don't really think that it's going to save you. Might go Incineroar here, which would make sense. But I mean, we're starting to wear the team down pretty bad, especially with the rocks up. This team, his play style of switching so often is starting to really bite him. It's starting to really hurt him. All right, we do see the withdraw into Incineroar. Yeah, that makes sense. Can we knock this thing out after rocks? At -1. All right, Zarude, time to show your strength. I know it's resisted. I know it's resisted. That is a weird animation. Nope, sure can't. But at this point, it goes down to rocks next time. So we're going to swap out here, go back into the Rotom. There's no reason to take a Fake Out right now. There's no reason to take a parting shot if that's... Yeah, I just don't want to take Fake Out damage if I don't need to. And once we get rid of this, this is the other biggest threat, just because of the ability to lower all of our stats. 3 minutes left. Ah, timer. I really hate timer. It's just so broken. Bull switch, is this gone? That's gone. Okay, okay. All right, now's the time. Now's the time. Now's the time. All right, back into Zarude. We gotta move fast. We gotta move fast because this 3 minute timer is... 3 minute timer's killing me, man. All right, choose your mon. Hurry. Trevenant. Okay. Are you really going into this just to protect? How much do I do to a Trevenant? I need to do this very quickly. Power Whip actually knocks out here. I'm clicking that. Even max HP, Power Whip knocks out. So I'm locking myself into that. Yeah, from this it says it does 46 to 54. I still think... And that was outside of terrain, by the way. So that was not factoring terrain in. So I'm still clicking that. How much does this do? Enough. Perfect. That's what we needed. Alright, what's your next mon? So that's all his resistances gone outside of Rillaboom, so I guess that's what you go back into, but Rillaboom is just going to boost our power if you go back into it. Hatterene? Alright, Hatterene can live, but can't knock us out with a Mystical Fire from stock. I'm clicking it again. Oh, so close. Drainicus? Oh, that's fine. Ow. Because, I mean, we saw how much we did with the first one, so yeah, you're still in range. Yep, I don't mind that at all. Come on, click your move. Withdraw into... Rillaboom, okay. I mean, you're only powering me up here. So yeah, my opponent's... There's no universe in which my opponent wins this battle now. Zarude actually just runs through this team. It's kind of crazy. So yeah, even clicking Power Whip here, how much is it gonna do? Look at that damage. And of course, that's the terrain. So we actually just sweep here. Yeah, because Rillaboom can't live. Rillaboom can't live, and we survive a... Let me calc this. We're out of time anyway, so it doesn't matter. So Rillaboom goes for Grassy Glide. It does 21%. Not a kill. We kill Hatterene. We kill Tyranitar. Game over. Zarude actually would have taken 5 kills in that match. That is how you enter a metagame right there, by taking down what would have been, if we didn't have the dumb timer, 5 kills in one match. We take those. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this bonus battle. And I hope you guys are looking forward to tomorrow when we talk about how to use it other than Choice Banded. It's going to be a really good time. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss that. And then, of course, next week on Wednesday, we're going to be doing another team. Not a sand team, but a regular team with our boy Zarude. It's going to be a really good time. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you later. Be safe out there. Bye-bye.